Hey guys, so this is going to be my first installment of my new channel, iDogFan41's Worship Journal, where I ramble about my faith, and I felt called today to make this channel and this video. Not sure why, just felt like it would be, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I just felt called to make this channel. I'm no perfect Christian. I don't know if I ever will be. There's a lot of stuff I could cover, but I don't anticipate anyone. I don't expect anyone. This is everything on here is gonna be unscripted, random, totally unprofessional. I don't even care, honestly. I don't care if anyone watches this. If no one watches, I literally don't care. It's literally just my form of, I guess, documentation. I like to think of it as prayer. Documenting my journey of faith and my progression, the ups, downs, the all of it. I want to document that here. This is so spontaneous. I'm literally just going, again, completely unscripted, super spontaneous. I just felt called to do this today. I want to hopefully just use this channel to upload random videos, just titled like random things about whatever the heck I'm feeling in the moment. Struggles, little, like, all the goods, the bads, like I said. This is just kind of like, I'm not gonna go for too long. Like, I'm sure like there's gonna be some videos on this channel that are gonna be like as many, like maybe 20 minutes, maybe they'll be like 5 minutes. I don't know. Again, this is all just spontaneous. I don't expect to go anywhere. That's why I made the channel, so it'd be kind of its own thing. So, yeah, honestly, in terms, a little backstory, I guess, I grew up Catholic. So my father's Catholic, and I was raised Catholic, right? I didn't go to a Catholic school, though. I went to public school my whole life. Went to church when I was little. Was fairly lukewarm when I was little. I was a kid. What was I going to do? Around middle school, I'd say, like 6th grade, I kind of, I don't know, it was never really, like, I kind of fell off of the faith train, if you will. Stopped going to mass. It wasn't really thought of it as just like, oh, it's just, we're all saved and that's it, we can do whatever we want now, I guess. I didn't think much about it at the time. I was immature. I was, 12, 11 years old? I don't even know. Then COVID rolls around, right? High school. In 2020, I would be in 9th grade. So the first year of high school for me. Basically, that was when I was enrolled in the confirmation program to get confirmed. It was a 2-year program, and it was amazing experience. I returned as what we call teen disciple, and after that, an adult leader, and I still help out today, to this day, at my parish, St. James Youth Ministry, Redondo Beach. Beautiful, beautiful parish, beautiful people. If any of you guys are watching this video, you all are awesome. You all are the reason half the reason I'm here today, basically making this video and doing this stuff. I like to think that that's what pulled me out of that dark place of just isolation from Jesus and isolation from faith and Catholicism. And I've educated myself a lot about, the history of Catholicism too. I feel like a lot of stuff went over my head when I was little, like all the parts of mass, like all the why do we say everything we say? Why is there readings? Why do we say all these? Why do we say the Apostles' Creed? Why do we do this? Why do we do that? A lot of that stuff just kind of did it with no real purpose or no real, I guess, thought. It's just kind of mindless. But later on, I kind of pieced these things together, did my own research, and figured out what's going on here, why we say all the things we say. I think it was like a month ago, like, and I'm still learning. Like, again, I'm no perfect Christian. I'm no perfect anything like that. And like, I honestly, it was like, I think I would say like a couple weeks ago that I found out missing mass is mortal sin. I didn't know that. So, um, and I have missed masses in the past even since then. So, yeah. I do plan on going to confession this Friday though. I haven't been since, what was the last time? I think the last time I went was, I think October, maybe November, somewhere around there of this past year. So it's been a little under 6 months, but I do want to go back. One thing you'll probably hear me say a lot on here is, one thing I really strongly believe in is no one's ever too far gone. No one's ever too corrupt or full of sin to be redeemed. And the reason why I think that is because of the story of Paul the Apostle. When he was known as Saul, his whole purpose, he what he set out to do was ordering these people and himself, like, to go persecute Christians and persecute Jesus Christ himself. And he went from that to the apostle that he turned into, and in Galatians and Corinthians and all of that. He, like, what a 180. And if he can do that, then anyone can be redeemed. I firmly believe in that. And that is why I will never stop trying to be good for Christ. I strongly believe in that. That is, you'll probably hear me say that again. Strongly believe in that. That being said, like I keep saying, I'm not perfect. I feel overcome by sin all the time, and I'm sure I'll yap about that on this channel at some point. Things I've done in the past, things that are happening right now, things that I should feel like I should be forgiven for, but I don't for whatever reason. It is what it is. But anyways, I kind of went on a whole tangent from timeline here. So yeah, the youth ministry program, the confirmation program, I got confirmed in 2022. By then, I'd say that was probably my peak when I was the most on fire for Christ. After that, and probably the year after, 2022, 2023, I think that was my best year to date, or my best couple of years to date. Came out of a really dark time throughout COVID. During my freshman year, suffered from like lust and bad stuff, and stuff I still feel ashamed of to this day. And maybe I'll cover that in a later point. But in any case, that making that, like, kind of like going back to Paul, obviously not at all the same, like, magnitude, if you will, but I feel kind of a parallel, I guess, in between where I was and where he was. The only difference being after the high, it kind of, leveled back out again. First year of college, 2024, 2025, was challenging times. 2025, starting from the beginning of the year to the middle of the year, was a challenging time for me. And maybe I'll talk about that again in another video, but basically, long story short, my grandfather lost his home in the Pacific Palisades fire on January, I forget what day, it might have been the 7th. And then a week later, my great-grandma passed away. She also lost her home a week prior. They both lived in Palisades. They both lost their homes. We lost a pet that year. And I was just having a really difficult time making friends in school. So with that being said, all of that going on made me really doubt and made me really not close me off from Christ, close me off from using him as the tool in the old, and to get closer to salvation, also closer to this not feeling empty anymore. So, and I failed to do that. And that's why I don't think I'm riding that high that I was in, say, 2023, when I feel like I was absolutely peaking. And today, I feel like I'm doing okay. Not perfect by any means. Still there's still sin, there's still things like, and then I think the biggest thing for me is my other channel. My other channel is devoted to collecting, fixing, restoring, selling animated decor, toys from like mid 2000s. Like, I'm literally, my channel name is iDogFan41. I love iDogs. iDogs are great. And I have like almost 100 of them. Do I have? No, I have like 80. I sold a few. In any case, iDogs are my whole thing. When you see me, you think iDog, right? But at the same time, like, this isn't gonna do anything, right? This is temporary. This is material. This is not from God. This isn't gonna help anything like that. So there's times where I'm feeling like this is just wasted. Oh shoot. There's times where I feel like this and all the years I put into doing all this stuff is just wasted time. And I like to convince myself in saying it was for the people and meeting the people and I'm normally a pretty extroverted guy. I try to go above and beyond for people all the time. Maybe you call me a people pleaser, I don't know, whatever you want to say, but that's always been me. And the intention behind that's always been, even if it's indirect, like, I always wanted Christ to work through me to reach other people so that they could feel him and his love and his joy and his grace, if you will, somehow. And it was kind of loose-ended. There was no root to that. And I question that every day now because I feel like I've been failing at that as well. But again, that's for a later date. Yeah, just doing this stuff for so many years, the Billy Basses, the animated snowman and Furbies and Zuzu pets and all the stuff that I've worked on before, Roombas, Seiko clocks, stuff that I've fixed, stuff that I resold. It's not going to help me in terms of, it never probably has and never probably will help me in terms of my faith. It's all materialistic. It all doesn't matter. It will not matter after we pass from this, after I pass and when everyone passes from this world. It all won't matter. But I always like to say the people matter because I met community members and have made friends that I think will last a lifetime from it. And that's why I like to say it was worth it. But at the same time, I don't know what to do. I don't know if I should just get rid of everything, get rid of all my collections and just be done with it. Don't stop buying stuff, stop selling stuff, stop fixing stuff, stop my channel even. That's an extreme, but because I know there would be some people who would advocate for that and say that's the only way to properly follow Christ. And maybe that's true, but maybe it isn't. And I wish I knew. I wish Jesus would be direct. I understand that he has a timing, and that his timing, we know that we don't know better than him. His timing is his knowledge and wisdom is far greater than mine, and I will always trust that. But that's not saying it's difficult, because like if somebody else is, like, say if I'm at mass and priest is giving a homily, he's talking about stuff, do I take that as him interpreting God's word, or do I take that as God's word itself? Is this actually from Jesus? Would Jesus say, yes, I approve, this is what I meant for you? I wish I had that reassurance. And I feel like I never do. I've never had any sort of spiritual encounter. I've heard, my people have said they did. I've never had anything. And it would be nothing short of a miracle to see his face and see Jesus's face. And yeah, I've done Eucharistic adorations. They're beautiful. I actually really want to go to one again. I haven't been to one in a while, but just to see him and hear his voice, like I can hear anyone's voice. Like, oh my gosh, look at my Roomba just turned off in the closet. I was running a bunch of Roombas, one of the new ones I thrifted, and I have an iTunes there, I just turned off. Anyways, that's off topic. Anyways, I wish that like any of like people, like your parents, your friends, you can just they're a text away. You can hear them. You can get their feedback. Like, you can feel comforted and supported by them. Jesus doesn't work that way, but that is evidently intentional. And if it's his will, it will be done, and I always know to respect that. But again, that doesn't mean it's not difficult. It doesn't mean it can't be confusing at times, and it doesn't mean it's not the most convenient, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. And it's supposed to be like that, obviously, because that's how he intended it to be. So it's supposed to be like that, but it just doesn't mean it's not hard. I wish I could hear that reassurance from him. What do I need to do to serve you properly? What do I need to do to go forth and preach, or just like at the end of every Catholic Mass, we always say, go forth and to serve and love one another. And I wish I knew what that was for me. I've always thought I did. I don't know if I have it right, and I wish that I just could have that. Just be like, yeah, this is what you need to do. Just that nudge in the right direction. So, because what if I'm doing all the wrong things? What if everything I've ever done in my life has been exactly the opposite of what he wanted, and I never knew? And maybe he was trying to warn me, but I couldn't pick it up for whatever reason. Like, that's always a thought. There's always that anxiety there. I always want to be a source of Christ to everyone I ever know. My parents, my friends, I dream of a day when I can bring, like, my entire friend group to church one day. I dream of the day when all my family can all come to church on Sunday morning and just worship and like all together, all united. And I there's times I feel guilty, because there's times I'm like, if there's one fear I have most in this world, is going to hell. Absolutely. Worst fear, going to hell. Because hell is complete isolation from Jesus, complete isolation from God. And that's the worst of the worst. That's GG's. It's that's it. That's basically that is too far gone. That is the absolute worst. That is my worst fear. And I don't take that lightly. But at the same time, I have no confirmation that what I'm doing in my life is getting me any closer to heaven, if that makes sense. And sometimes I feel guilty of that. Sometimes I feel like, do I want this for Jesus, or do I want this to prevent suffering? Because isn't that selfish? I pray about it. I do pray about it all the time. I'm like, how can I be better for you and less for myself? Because you willingly went through suffering for us. So we don't deserve this. It's really challenging. I feel really conflicted about it. My whole life, all my decisions where I am today, it's challenging. And that's why I made this channel, ultimately. I came to I'm hoping for this to be a log or journal or this form of prayer to navigate this with his help and just track the progress, I guess, and just see where it goes. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it won't work. Maybe I'll be like, maybe for whatever reason, he'll be like, this isn't working. I don't know why he would do that, but, it's experimental, but I felt called, so that's why we're here. We're getting kind of long in this video, so I'm going to stop yapping, but I hope you guys got something out of this, and yeah. I guess that ended. I'm sorry, that ended really abruptly. Let me just come back to a few things by saying I believe very firmly that Jesus is real, and is Jesus is Lord, and Jesus is gonna save us all. And I fear the Lord, and even knowing that, like the world doesn't come, the world has temptations, it has stupid stuff that we don't even recognize. Like, there's things that I might like or might do that I don't even know is sin, or I don't even know is that. And that's another thing. I pray, like, if there's anything, Lord Jesus, that I do that you don't like, please tell me. I mean, obviously, follow the 10 Commandments. There's stuff that's like obvious stuff, and there's obvious stuff that I have done wrong, and that I know I've done wrong and that I need to do. And I always tell myself, fix those things, fix the things you know are wrong, and then let him do the rest for you. Like, let him guide you. Wait for the timing. So that's what I'll do, I guess. Yeah, but we'll see. But in any case, I'm glad to have this opportunity to start. I'm glad that I should be doing my vector dynamics homework, man. I have so much homework and I've been pushing it off. Oh my gosh. It's okay. I'll probably stay up late, but it's okay. So yeah, if any of you are actually still here, thanks for listening to me yap. Again, don't feel pressured to watch any of this. I'm not doing this for views. I'm not doing this for anything. I'm just doing this to document for journal log. If it somehow helps somebody out, or if somebody finds it interesting or whatever, then that's, I guess, a cool bonus. So thank you guys for tuning in, and yeah, I will catch you all next time. See ya.